Hello, I'm Lee from Data Harvest, and in today's video we're going to show our wireless gas pressure sensor on how pressure changes with depth. So what we have here, we have our wireless gas pressure sensor. It's a 25 kilopascal sensor, so kPa sensor on here. All our sensors are Bluetooth and USB as standard. I've got it just here to turn it on, hold it for 2 seconds, and the front will light up. That's now broadcasting Bluetooth. Now on the front there's 6 digits. So when we connect this to the software, which you'll see in a moment, it'll come up with gas pressure, and then the 6 digits are unique to this sensor. So if you do have multiples in the room, not a problem. The students can work out which one is theirs. So the gas pressure I've got here, this also comes with the sensor as standard. So you do have enough to do the basic experiments. We do have a gas pressure accessory kit for the wireless sensors as well, which is an additional extra, but it might be a nice one to have if you're going to be doing quite a few of these experiments. So we have the tube here filled up to 100 millilitres on the front. This is now broadcasting on here. We can go to the EasySense 2 software and click on devices on the top left. You'll see it now comes up with pressure. Click on connect. Takes a couple of seconds. It depends on whichever device you're using. The EasySense 2 software is a free download from all the appropriate app stores. Now at the top of the software you'll notice it tells you how much power is left in the battery as well. I can now go and click on snapshot. Now we want this set up, we can have this as a line graph. If I click on it here, many different ways to set it up. I want this as a bar chart. I think this is much better for this experiment for the students. On the right here, this one has already been set up with a table, so that's superb. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to click on setup because I want to be prompted. So I'm actually going to put in the depth each time as we go down on here. So we can see this, I'll have this facing me when I do it like that. So this is actually going to be, the series is going to be depth, and that's going to be ml for millilitres. We can now click on the graph. We're now ready to go. So these are lure connectors. Everything is lure connectors. So on the front here, you can see it's an actual lure connector, and this just screws straight in, and you want to put it into P1. So that's now having the difference between the atmospheric pressure and the P1 on there, which is whatever that tube is going to be used for. Click on the start button. Now I'm going to take a reading every time I click take sample at the top of the software, so it's not running continuously. You could do this continuously, but the line will be all over the place. So by using snapshot, you're controlling when you take that reading. So we now have the tube here. So as I said, it's 100 millilitres. So we'll do it just at that's just slightly going into the top. Ideally, 2 students would be running this experiment, but I could just about get away with it doing it by myself here. So we're going to take the first sample on here. Now we're going to add on here to start off with, this is on 100 millilitres. So we can type 100 when I learn to click. 100 in here, save sample. So we can now see we've actually got that on the screen on there. Right, we're now going to go down 10 millilitres. It's up to you how you change. I tend to do 10 millilitres at a time. So after we've taken down to 0, it's obviously 10 readings. I'm going to take a reading here. Now this one here is going to be 90. And save the sample on here. You can just about see the pressure starting to come up down the bottom just there. We'll now go down to 80. Take another reading on here. We've now got this one on 80. Save the sample again. Go down to 70. Take another reading. Repeat it to 60. That's a nice quick experiment, but it does show really well. Now you can, if you have a pond on site or a swimming pool nearby, if you add the tube into a metre rule or a 2 metre rule, it's really good because you can go quite deep down on the side of the swimming pool with the tube in, and that works really, really well as well. So where was I? 50. So we're now going to be on 50. So that one was 60. So we'll take 50 on here. Going to go down to 40. Take a reading again. You'll see at the bottom of the graph, the red is now appearing nicely. So that's obviously the pressure increasing. So we're down to 30. Down to 20. One last one, well, 2 more. Go down to 10, and we'll do 0 as well. So that is 10. We'll go right to the bottom. You could just stop on there, but there you go, we'll go down. We'll leave that actually on 10 so you can see that. So just take that out so I don't pull that over. There we go. So you can now see on the screen, if I click stop, you can now plot one against the other. Now, so it can be a little confusing on here because you have the two different ranges. We've got the 100 millilitres and then we've got the pressure. So if you click on the pressure, you can just turn the depth off if you want to see how the pressure is increasing. So you can see that on the screen. But what you can also do is now plot one against the other. So whichever way around you want to do. So on here, we're now going to have depth. So you can plot one against the other on here. But the main thing is you just want to see how you've got the two different readings on the screen. And another way to display this really well is to have two graphs. The top one, you can just have the pressure. The bottom one, you can also have as a bar chart. And on this one, you can just have the depth. So you can see that. So it really is as easy as that. So there's lots more experiments on our website, lots more videos on our YouTube channel. That's if you go to data-harvest.co.uk. If you go to our Teaching Academy, it's split into 3 areas. So we've done how the EasySense2 software works. We've done how the sensors work, wireless sensors by themselves, so just explanations on them and how they work. And then how the wireless sensors and the EasySense2 software work in experiments, which is what we're obviously showing you here today. If you want any more information from us, please just phone us or email us sales@data-harvest.co.uk. Thank you very much.